Let truth be told, there are some things you will only, I use the word only, overcome when you decide to do the right thing. You do not need to bind and cast. The only solution, the only thing you need to overcome this sin or temptation is for you to do the right thing. What is the right thing? Run. Yes, I say run. The Bible says in the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 18, flee from fornication. The sin of immorality. The answer for you to overcome the sin of immorality is to run away from immorality. There are so many temptations that comes to a man, but God have already given you the answer to the prayers to overcome that temptations. The answer to these prayers is on your leg. You running away from the environment that triggers these temptations and trials. Let me tell you, I used to tell us, it is not everything that appears good is approved by the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. There are so many beautiful things which you will forsake for the kingdom's sake. There are so many good things which you will leave, not because they are sin, but they will introduce sin to your life. They will trigger sin. They will kindle the fire of sin. And because of this, you will have no other option but to flee, to live that kind of life, to get it behind, to forsake it. A man has the right to do several things, but not all things you did is going to be beneficial or is going to profit your soul. There are some you will do, they will be a distraction to your soul. Child of God, not everyone that comes around you will be your friend. Until you learn how to select your friends, the good one that will impact positively into your life, you will constantly commit sin and you constantly continue to confess sin. The reason why some of us constantly commit a particular sin is because they are comfortable in the environment they are. Do you not know that there are some environments that will contribute to your sin, to your downfall? Some environments will spark the fire of some certain sin that has been sleeping in your life. But because of the environment you are, you will see yourself, you constantly confess sin. You sin again and again and again. When you sin, you confess, you sin, you confess, you sin, you confess, you sin, you confess. Until when you come back to your senses and you leave that environment, or you learn how to live, how to dwell in that environment. Because that environment is corrupting your system. The temptations and trials are there are too much for you to overtake. I'm talking about sometimes friends. When I'm talking about the environments, it may not be a place of abode. It may be friends around you. It may be people you communicate, people you chat and laugh with. It may be brother and sister that you chat and laugh with in the church. Bible says evil communication corrupts good manner. One should learn how to renew your mind. You should learn how to take control of your mind. I always tell us a man is born again in the spirit. The mortal body is not born again. Yes, learn this. If you have big head and you got born again, you will still have a big head. So when you are born again and you know you have this weakness of sexual immorality, you have sexual immorality is your weakness. You should try your possible best to avoid women if you're a man. Avoid women. Avoid the intimacy and interaction that will trigger this thing called lust, which will lead to immorality. So if you know you have problem with smoking, don't go and sit down to that place. where the woman is selling abracha and is selling kai. Don't go and make that place your best place of resting and catching fun, because if you do not take care, you will go back to smoking again. If you know you have weakness of drinking alcoholism, you get drunk every time. Why don't you mm, try something else? Why don't you avoid going to beer parlor to sit down to take the soup? Why don't you buy pepper soup and eat in your house? These are the things by common sense we can help to stop this kind of constant sinning and constant confession of sin.